So if he is unable to perform the act which is necessary for procreation of child, then this will be classified as that he cannot give the valid consent. Are you getting my point? हेलो सर को कनेक्शन नहीं पता लग रहा मुझे, मतलब ऐसे क्यों लगता है, साइंटिफिकली कैसे हो सकता है ऐसा? क्यों नहीं हो सकता? मेंटली डिसऑर्डर आदमी है, उसे पता ही नहीं है, और जब वो मेंटली डिसऑर्डर उसे पता ही नहीं है तो कैसे जो है वो एक्ट परफॉर्म करेगा? इज नॉट एबल टू परफॉर्म यet, इसलिए बट मेंटली रिटार्डेड होते हैं, आप देखते हैं उसमें रेप केसेस उनके साथ भी होते हैं, तो different, procreation of child is different. And moreover, here all kind of mental disorder is not coming under this category. Only such type of mental disorder which actually responsible for non-procreation of child. Not all the kind of mental disorder. So you may count that there are certain examples when the person is suffering from mental disorder, but even though he or she is able to procreate the child, then this is not covering in this clause. That's why it is written such mental disorder by which the parties unfit for marriage and procreation of child. Are you getting my point? Every mental disorder is not coming. Only such kind of mental disorder is coming under the category where procreation of the child becomes impossible. सर ये कोर्ट में प्रूव कैसे होगा? मतलब साइंटिफिक एक्सपर्ट होंगे कि आप कैसे प्रूव हो गई? ये प्रूव होगा at the time of marriage if they are suffering from that. So actually this will be corroborated by the medical evidence. You have to produce the medical evidence, and by that medical evidence, it is apparent that your expert will say that due to that she or he is not able to perform the act by which a child may be procreated. Okay? Any doubt more? सर वो जो सेक्शन 9 में जो डाइवोर्स की मेंटल डिसऑर्डर डिफाइन किया गया है वो ये मैथमेटिक्स डिफरेंट, that is for the divorce, and this is for the validity of marriage. This is different. Okay sir. Now section 7 I am proceeding. Yes sir. हाँ सर एक क्वेश्चन आता है सर सेक्शन 5 में मे लिखा हुआ है, तो वो जो मे है वो एक्चुअली क्योंकि कंडीशन अगर सेटिस्फाइड हो गई तो सर एक केस में बोला गया था कि वो जो मे है वो डेक्लरेटरी नहीं है, मैंडेटरी है, तो सर वो ये कैसे है? इसलिए ना कि मे जो है यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है, लेकिन उसकी मीनिंग क्या है ये स्ट्रिक्टली प्रूव करना पड़ेगा. इट इज सेल्फ, इट इज नॉट डायरेक्टली, इट इज मैंडेटरी. मे का मतलब क्या है? हो भी सकता, नहीं भी हो सकता है, लेकिन द कोर्ट हैज इंटरप्रेटेड यू हैव टू प्रूव दैट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस she or he is suffering from mental disorder. So that's why it is called as a mandatory, not direct. Now section 7, I am proceeding. Here in the section 7 actually the provision is given for ceremony. Here it is written section 7. What is written? If you go through the provision of the section 7, what is written? The marriage shall be solemnized according to rituals, according to custom of either of the parties. Exactly, I am putting the word before you. What is written? A marriage may be solemnized in according to customary rites and ceremonies of either of the parties. It means that here it is required that marriage should be solemnized according to the custom of either of the parties. customary rituals of the either of the party. Second, if that ritual contains Satpadi, then here it is written that marriage will be complete when the seventh step is taken. So this is the provision which is related to section 7, very small provision. Here it is required that for marriage, the marriage should also be solemnized according to the custom of the either of the parties. If the custom has not been followed, naturally the consequence of the marriage has not been given in this section. I will also refer the case where it has been pointed out that if the marriage has not been performed according to the rituals of the either of the parties, then the marriage may not be valid. And the name of the cases are Lakshman Singh versus Mehar Bai, Lakshman Singh versus Keshar Bai, Sudarshan versus State, Harja Singh versus Surjit, Sanjay versus Velini, Shastri versus Venkaiah. These are the cases which has been decided that if the marriage has not been solemnized according to the custom of either of the parties, then the marriage comes under category of not valid, but it is a marriage which is invalid. Now, question is whether we have this category. In Hindu law, actually, the category is being made that marriage may be either void, or marriage may be voidable, or marriage may be valid. Here, this category that marriage will not be valid, this category is not being provided under the Hindu law. No doubt, if you go through the Muslim marriage, then you can get a kind of the marriage which is being called as the irregular marriage. Another is void marriage, another is voidable marriage under Muslim law. So actually, this concept of the Muslim law of irregular marriage, this is actually provided in the Muslim law, but this category which is being here provided by Section 7 and decision of the court, here this category has been created by the court. So this is very important to note that if the marriage ceremony has not been followed, observed, the marriage shall be categorized as an invalid marriage. Okay? I come on this controversies later on also. Actually, I am saying that this category invalid or the marriage will not be valid. This is the category which is not actually created by the Hindu Law Marriage Act. This is the category which is being created by the court. This is the court because we are actually under section 7, non-observation of the ceremony, what will be the result? It has not been provided. When the result has not been provided, then it means what? It means here that once the result will not be provided, then it will left on the discretion of the court. And the court pointed out that here, this is a special category, and this category is called as marriage not valid. Now, ceremony means what? I am coming on that point. Here, actually, two kinds of the ceremony it is actually prevailing in the society. One is called as shastric ceremony, another is called as customary ceremony. Shastric ceremony, here 4 requirements are being provided. One is called as Kanyadam, another is called as Panigraham, third one is called as Vivaho, and the fourth one is called as Saptapadi. So here for the Shastric marriage, here four ceremonies are being required. I am repeating again: Kanyadan, Panigrahan, Vivaho, and Saptapadi. These are the four categories which are being provided. These are the four categories which are being provided. And here, first category of the Shastric, that is called as Kanyadan, it has been classified as a secular. It is a secular act, Kanyadan. But so far as Panigrahan, Vivaho, and Saptapadi, it has been classified as Shastric. It is religious. And here, if the Kanyadan has not been performed, even though the marriage will not be invalid, provided that according to Shastri, here Saptapadi and this Vivaho required to be performed. One very important thing, that if the condition prevailing the Saptapadi, custom prevailing, that is Saptapadi, then if the Saptapadi is here, then I think that this is very essential that the court has interpreted that if the Saptapadi is being prescribed, then it is required to be compulsorily observed. It is required to be compulsorily observed. So here, Panigrahan and Saptapadi, these are the purely religious. Kanyadan is actually, this is a secular. And if the Saptapadi is being custom, then it is required to be followed. And if that ceremony has not been followed, it means that marriage is not valid, because the second part of this section 7, what is specifying? It is specified that if Saptapadi is being there, marriage will not be treated as a complete unless the seventh step is taken by the parties. So here 7 steps, last 7 steps shall be conclusive for the marriage. Now customary ceremony, this is the second. Here customary ceremony, the number of the customary ceremonies are too much. Like the tying the tali in the neck of the female. So here, these ceremonies we cannot count, because actually in each and every community there has its own custom for solemnizing the marriage. Every community, it has its own custom. Therefore, in India, you can get a lot of the custom which are prevailing in the society, and that custom required to be followed. So this is very important. Now, I have already pointed out, I am coming in the controversy of that which I have raised earlier, that if the ceremony has not been followed, then I have pointed out the cases where it has been categorized that the marriage will not be valid. This is a category which is not provided in Hindu Marriage Act. I have also given a number of the cases where it has been declared that the marriage is not valid. One case I want to refer. I have discussed also this case in earlier, particularly when we were discussing bigamy. This case of Dr. A.N. Mukherjee versus State. Here actually the court has pointed out, if ceremonies has not been performed, then marriage will not be valid. So here again, this was the case actually, I just refresh your memory. This was the case related to bigamy, and if this ceremony has not been strictly followed, then prosecution of bigamy cannot succeed, cannot be successful. This is very important. Here, it is required that this ceremony, second marriage ceremony, and the first marriage should strictly be performed according to the customs of the parties. In this case, I have pointed out this is a case of bigamy where a surgeon he underwent through ceremonies, three kinds of ceremonies. One is moon ceremony, second one that is Kali temple, exchange of garland, and the third one that is Guru Granth Sahib ceremony. Actually, these three ceremonies, in this ceremony, these are all the mock ceremony. Therefore, the second marriage could not be proved, and marriage has been categorized as invalid marriage. Now, in this regard, I also want to refer one very important case. And the case, I think I have also referred the name of the case when I was discussing the custom, Rajyothi versus Salaiya. This is the Madras High Court decision in 1966. When the court has pointed out in the Rajyothi versus Salaiya that since the marriage was not solemnized according to the custom of the parties, therefore the marriage was void. Okay, this is the very important. This is the fluctuation. In some cases, put marriage as invalid marriage, and in other cases, the court put that the marriage is void. So this is very big, very difference can get it. I can reference our memory regarding the Rajyothi versus Salaiya. This is actually the new custom which is being developed. I have pointed out this is actually case of Tamil Nadu, where a self-respect cult was being there, and this cult was anti-Purohit cult. Therefore, here the ceremony which was actually innovated, that ceremony was just to exchange the garland and exchange the ring before a huge gathering. So this is being actually called as this is innovation which is made. This is not customary. This is by way of innovation. You can very well understand the custom and innovation both are the different things. Custom means it should be practiced by the party. Innovation means it has not been practiced by the parties, but it is actually innovated by the parties. And once it is innovated, then this is called as not custom. So Rajyothi versus Salaiya, I have pointed out, this is anti-Purohit cult. And since the piece of the Purohit was too much, therefore this was innovated by the section of the society that marriage may be performed by exchange of garland or exchange of ring before a gathering and take the blessing by the bride and bridegroom of that sort. But I have pointed out this marriage was being challenged, and in 1966, the Madras High Court had occasion to confront such marriages, and the High Court declared the marriage as void marriage. Very doubt. Now, another thing which is very important in this regard. Suppose two parties they have the intention to live together. Intentions are very clear, and they are living together. Whether we can presume that the marriage has been solemnized. Here, the cases are very clear, the decisions are very clear. It has been considered out here. Intention is in the clear. If the custom has not been followed properly, then even though they have the intention to live as a husband and wife, it is not enough. And the name of the case, I just want to refer. There are two cases. The first case is Margarit, Margarit, Margarit Pillai versus Savita Pillai. Margarit Pillai versus Savita Pillai. This is Odisha High Court Judgment 2000, where it has been pointed out that in spite of all the intentions, if the parties they are living without following the ceremony, then the marriage naturally, that marriage will be valid marriage. Now, another point I want to discuss before you. This is the evidence of 114, where it has been provided that if two persons are living together for a longer time and there was a continuous cohabitation, continuous living, and the society which is living, in which they are living, if the society is recognizing them as a husband and wife, if the society recognizing them as a husband and wife, naturally, this is the presumption under 114 that if they are living for a longer period continuously, then the marriage shall be treated or presumed as a valid marriage. So this is very important. Their intention, no doubt, it is rebuttable for presumption. Why rebuttable? That's why it is called presumption. I am not saying this is conclusive proof. The wordings are very clear. I am pointing out that under 40 there is a presumption that two spouses, if they are living for a longer time and the society recognizing them as a husband and wife, then this is the presumption. And the thing was, if it is the presumption, then naturally it can be recognized. Okay, so this is also a line of cases which I want to put. One more thing. Here we are discussing that equal. There is no fixed time we mentioned here. Under 14, there is no fixed time. Only required that continuous cohabitation between the parties for a longer time. So here time has not been mentioned. So therefore we cannot lay down any scale. If that scale is sufficient for judging that whether this presumption will be there or not. We cannot lay down because law does not provide any presumption for any scale. And once it is presumption, then the person who wants to prove that they are not as a husband and wife, he can very well prove that there was no marriage ceremony which was being followed. They are not the husband and wife. So presumption is under the law, but that presumption is presumption. This is not conclusive, and here presumption may be rebutted. Now, in this regard, I want to highlight one modern approach, which is actually in the metropolitan cities, it is being practiced. And this modern approach is called as a live-in relationship. Here, live-in relationship is what? Here, the two young persons of opposite sex, they may live without marriage. Without marriage, the ceremony has not been followed, and they are living. And here you have the cases where the Supreme Court legalized this marriage. Here, the name of the case I just put before you. The cases are Rivana Siddhappa versus Malikarjun. Rivana Siddhappa versus Mallikarjun. This is the case of 2011 Supreme Court, the CC. Here the judiciary, Supreme Court particularly, pointed out that if two young persons they are living together without any marriage, then in the eye of society may be immoral, but in the eye of the law it is not illegal. It means legality is being provided here. This marriage has been declared as a legal marriage. So that is important that the case I put before you, where the live-in relationship, it has been actually declared as a legal, it is not illegal, even though the society may categorize it as a immoral. Now, in this light, I want to point out another case. The name of the case is Muhammad Ali Khan versus Muhammad Ali Khan versus Muhammad Ibrahim Khan. Muhammad Ali Khan versus Muhammad Ibrahim Ali Khan. This is a very old case of 1929. Here the court insisted that the marriage should be, that the relationship will be legitimate. But this was the case of 1929. Therefore, I am pursuing this illustration. You can differentiate this case with the living relationship. Living relationship is being actually accepted by the court, and it has been declared as that this is a legal, this is not illegal. Yet, so far as the presumption is concerned, which I have pointed out, I want to put another case. The name of the case is Badri Prasad versus Director Consolidation. Badri Prasad versus Director Consolidation. This is the case of 1978 Supreme Court. In this case, actually, up to the 50 year, the parties were in the living relationship. Here, the court has pointed out that the presumption of marriage may be rebuttable, but what is required? Heavy burden lies on the person who want to prove that there was no marriage. So this is very important that here heavy burden is actually required. Similarly, also another case, it is also on the live-in relation. Allahabad High Court again recognized the concept of live-in relationship. Here in Payal Sharma versus Nari Niketan. Payal Sharma versus Nari Niketan. Sir, Badri Prasad को repeat कर दीजिए. This is Badri Prasad case. Here the court has pointed out that 50 years the parties were in the living relationship. 50 years. ठीक है? So whether the presumption can be laid down? Here presumption can be laid down. And here actually this presumption, which is actually being laid down, this presumption may be rebuttable. But heavy burden lies on the person who want to prove that there was no marriage. Now, actually one call is coming. I will take only 1 minute. हाँ मैं क्लास ले रहा हूँ, थोड़ी देर के बाद बात करते हैं। So here, Payal Sharma versus Nari Niketan. This is another case, and this is also actually the case which is recognizing the live-in relationship. If the judges were the Markandeya Kadju and R.B. Misra, this was actually in appeal went to the Supreme Court also. And here, the judges pointed out, in their opinion, a man or woman, even without getting married, can live together if they wish. So here, again, the court repeated that this relationship may be immoral in this society, but this is not a legal relationship. So Payal Sharma versus Nari Niketan, no, there is no marriage. Live-in relationship is not marriage. Live-in relationship is being called as that they two person agree to live together without any ceremony. That's why I am just touching in this point, because here persons who are living, they are actually not married person. Their intention is only there. Intention is also not, they not intend to marry. Their intention is only to live together. And when the intention was only to live together, we can say that here actually even intention is also not the marriage. This is called as live-in relationship. And 114 presumption, it will never apply in relation to live-in relationship. Because actually the persons who are living, their intentions are not to get married. Now another case which I want to put before you, the name of the case is Madan Mohan Singh versus Rajani Khan. Madan Mohan Singh versus Rajani Khan. This is also Supreme Court decision of 2010. In this case, a new name is given to this live-in relationship. Here it has been pointed out, live-in relationship is different than walk-in and walk-out relationship. Walk-in and walk-out relationship. In this case, court held that live-in relationship, if continued for a longer time, cannot be termed as walk-in or walk-out relationship. There is a presumption of the marriage between the parties, but this approach of the court, it can clearly put that court is in favor of treating long-term living as a marriage rather than giving, making it a new concept like living relationship. So this is actually living relationship different, and walk in and walk out, that relationship. Now another case, this is landmark decision which I am putting before you. It is related with Article 21 of the Constitution. The name of the case is Yes Khushbu versus Kanya Mal. Yes Khushbu versus Kanya Mal. Here the Supreme Court has pointed out that live-in relationship, it is actually the right of every person under Article 21 of the Constitution. Because Article 21, what is written in 21? If you go through the 21, this is talking about the personal liberty. Every person has personality. So now live relationship, this is being actually constitutionally protected. And the name of the case is Khushbu versus Kanyamal. Here the court has pointed out that the live-in relationship, it is very much come under the ambit of Article 21 of the Constitution of India. Now, the another case, and this is the case Alok Kumar versus State. This is a Delhi High Court decision. See online. It is also related with the living relationship. Here, actually, the person was in the live relationship with a female. He had previously his wife also, and he had not divorced his wife. He has also his son from that wife. Delhi High Court has pointed out that nature of such relationship as a walk-in and walk-out relationship with no legal strings attached. So here, the court has pointed out, this is very important to demarcate, what is meaning of walk-in and walk-out. In this case, actually, the male was already been married. He had one wife and also the children from that wife. But he was also in live relationship with another lady. So this actually, the name which is given, this is not live in relationship. This is actually being categorized as walk out. Now, why this is being given? If you analyze that, you can get a live in relationship with a relationship which is a relationship. This is a relationship which is like the marriage. This is not illegitimate, this is not illegal. A person who is having one wife, and if he is making the relation with another female, then this is not called as a live-in relationship. This may be categorized as walk-in and walk-out. Now, here, that is another case. Kapi Shetty Subbarao versus State of Andhra Pradesh. But this is the case actually 498. So that's why I am not going to discuss. This is case not on the live-in relationship. Here, another case. This case is Channunia versus Channunia Kumar Singh Kushwaha. This is actually the case of Supreme Court, and it is related to the maintenance, and it is also relating to domestic violence. Here, if you go through the domestic violence provision and 125 CRPC, then live-in relationship under Domestic Violence Act, Protection of Women and Domestic Violence Act, this actually recognizing live-in relationship. If you go through the provision of Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, you will get that here, if two persons are living in relationship, then if there is any abuse by male to female, or if there is any abuse from male to female, it means if the male is beating the wife or ill-treating the wife, then here it has been pointed out that he may be punished under the protection of women under this Domestic Violence Act. So this is very important that live-in relationship is directly recognized by our court also. I think that this is sufficient for the live-in relationship. So because this is the new concept which is coming, it is actually the Western society which is responsible for that. One more case I want to put before you, and this is very relevant. This is the case. The name of the case is Indra Sharma versus BKV Sharma. Indra Sharma versus BKV Sharma. This is the case of Supreme Court also in 2013, where it has been pointed out women who is aware of the fact that the man was having already one wife and two children also, and in spite of that fact, if she is in the if she is in even relationship, then she will not be entitled for certain relief which is available to the wedded wife. So this is very important. This case is very important, and here the point make it clear that if any female knowing well that husband was already married and the husband has wife and also the two children from the wife, then the woman who is in the living relationship is not entitled for so many remedies. So that's all about this section 7. Very small section is here, but you have to put here live-in relationship also, because this is the modern concept, and actually this concept is prevailing from Western society to this society. So any question from any side? Section 7.
सर सर राजोती वर्सेस सलाइवा वाले केस में कोर्ट ने जो डिसअप्रूव किया था कस्टम को, वो 25 इयर्स कम टाइम स्पेंड था इस वजह से किया था।
नहीं, वो तो दूसरा केस था।
अच्छा,
दैट वाज नॉट राजोती वर्सेस सलैया।
सर तो अगर
चिदम्बरम केस,
ये सर चिदम्बरम केस में जो कस्टम को इनवैलिड किया था 25 इयर्स के टाइम पे,
that was different. In this Chidambaram case, the court has, Madras Court, same High Court, has pointed out that here actually the ceremony which is followed, this ceremony which is evolved, and it only exhausted the 25 years. So that is not sufficient that this may be categorized as a custom. But so far as the Rajoti versus Sarlaiya, this case is coming in 1966, and here the concept has been laid down in a different way, and the marriage has been declared as a void. So that's why I have referred this Rajoti versus Sarlaiya. Because two diversion you can get. Walk in and walk out. This is not the live-in relationship. Because in live-in relationship, all essential conditions of the marriage should be fulfilled. It means neither the party has any other spouse, nor the female has any spouse, nor the male has any spouse. If they have any spouse, then the relationship cannot be called as live-in relationship.
सर इफ सेक्शन 7 इज नॉट फॉलोड तो सर अभी इस समय क्या बोलेंगे, नॉट वैलिड बोलेंगे कि वॉइड?
दोनों बोलना पड़ेगा। अगर एक शब्द बोलने से काम चल जाता तो मैं इतना क्यों आपके नजदीक रास्ता था।
ओके सर।
You have to discuss at length. You have to refer the line of cases on the one hand. You have also to refer the one single case of Rajut versus Sarlaiya on the one. Okay. Any more question? So now, okay, I am just please disconnect yourself. Time is over. Tomorrow I will take the class on this.